Hello everyone, and welcome to the Unspoken Basics tutorial. My name is Nerdburglar. Let's get right into it. The Unspoken is a 1 vs 1 virtual reality magician's dueling game. Your goal as a player is to use the spells that you have available to try and deplete your opponent's health pool before your opponent depletes yours. In the Unspoken, there are 4 different types of spells you can cast: Primal, Gesture, Artifact, and Summon. Let's do a quick breakdown of each. Your Primal spells are your most basic and frequently used ability. Bound to your dominant hand will be your Primal attack, while bound to your non-dominant hand will be your Primal shield. Holding the trigger on your dominant hand's controller will activate your Primal attack. For example, if you have chosen to play the Anarchist class, holding the trigger on your dominant controller will charge up a fireball in your hand, which can then be shot at your enemy by making a throwing motion and releasing the trigger. However, holding the trigger on your non-dominant hand's controller will activate your Primal shield. This shield can be used to block or reduce all sorts of damage, and depending on the class your opponent is playing, if a Primal attack lands directly in the center of it, it will be reflected back at them. To heal damage done to your Primal shield, you'll need to release the trigger for at least a couple of seconds depending on how much damage it has taken. It should be noted here that if your Primal shield is damaged to the point of where it is broken, you will not be able to use it at all until the damage has healed entirely. Gesture spells, while not used as much as your Primals, are still used quite frequently. Gesture spells are a lot more powerful than Primal spells, but require something called an Ember to use. Throughout each round, Embers will spawn on both your and your opponent's pedestals. To collect an Ember, you must already be on or teleport to the pedestal which it is spawned on, and you may have up to 3 at any given time. If you manage to deal sufficient damage to one of your opponent's Embers, it will both destroy that Ember and the pedestal below it, assuming it was not located on the starting pedestal. Once you have an Ember, you will be able to do one of 3 gesture spells unique to each class. As a general rule, each class has a push, a volley, and a shield gesture spell, although the Drifter and Electromancer classes are exceptions. Artifacts are items that appear by your waist, and each requires a task in order to be able to yield its power. There are 8 different artifacts in the game, and you are able to choose 3 at any given time to go into battle with you. While you can only use each once per round, they can be game-changingly powerful. Summons are by far the most powerful spells in the game. Beginning on rounds 2 and 3, at some point a white orb will spawn in the arena. This is referred to as the Summoning Orb, and players can fight over it by doing damage to it. Once a player has done enough damage to it, they will receive a disassembled statue at their side. Once the player has assembled the statue, a massive creature will appear that will fight for said player. Summons can completely change the tide of battle, and they will continue to fight for the player until the opponent has killed it. Each arena has a unique summon with different abilities. While all these mechanics may seem complicated at first, once you spend some time in the game, they quickly become simple and intuitive to use. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed our Unspoken Basics tutorial.